Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mindful Podcast. Thank you very much so far for all the support that we've been having. I've absolutely been blown away with literally everything that you've done so far. Even though the numbers might not seem the most amazing in the world, but to us, it's brilliant. It really is. So thank you for watching and thank you for listening. And today, we've got another really, really special guest, someone that I've really had a good relationship with over the past few years. It is Filbee Gaming, the Red Dead Redemption 2 master. I'm not even going to lie, on his YouTube channel. but we're obviously going to call him Phil today because we're not going to call him by his actual name with that. But Phil, lads, how are we?
Good, mate. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. If that microphone is too far away, just sit. You can pull it a bit closer.
I don't know. Can you hear me okay?
Just in case. But yeah, how are we?
Yeah, things are good, mate. Things are going well. YouTube's going very well.
Yeah.
Enjoying life.
I reckon we just touched straight up on YouTube because we've been talking about that quite a lot. We will get into all about what this podcast is about, but the main thing is you waited until you got 10,000 subscribers
to do this.
You waited and you went, no, Lou, I'm not doing it until I get 10,000 subscribers.
We talked, as I said, we know each other personally anyway for many years, and we talked about it, and it was kind of like, agreed to sort of come on and speak about it, but that's what I said, there had to be, it's got to be that milestone. It's got to be, you got to hit the 10k. It's no point, I don't know what you're going to title the thing anyway, the episode anyway, but it's going to look daft, like the road to 9,100 subscribers. It sounds daft, doesn't it? So we did, it had to be that milestone. So when we hit that milestone, I was kind of we keeping up with it anyway, but got back in contact, and it was kind of like, but even since then, that was only a few weeks ago. Yeah. It's on like 11 and a half now or something like that anyway. It's shot up.
I know, which I found mad, because I remember you texting me not too long ago saying, oh yeah, Lou, I've now hit 10,000 subscribers, let's book in a pod. I was like, yes, yeah, and then you go, I've now got 11,500 subscribers.
1,000, yeah. Well, it kind of shot up. What you find with YouTube is when you hit potential milestone, at that point they hit the 1,000, YouTube tend to start pushing your videos more because that's when you become monetized. For those that don't know, I might look into this camera, but talk to you.
It's completely up to you. If you want to send a message, I'll go to them. If you want to just talk to me, talk to me.
I'll tell the room. To get monetized on YouTube, as some may know, you need the 1,000 subscribers and you need to have 4,000 hours watched. Within a 365-day period. They look back, as soon as you apply for monetization, you've got to go back and like watch your hours within the previous 365 days. That's how they work it. Once you're there, you can even drop subscribers after that. I could go down when you've done. You could go down to 500 subscribers, but you are still monetized. Once you hit that one time, you're good.
Oh, really?
That's it. Yeah, that's a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I actually did not know that myself.
Yeah, so you don't always have to, like, if you hit the 1,000, say you hit the 1,000, and if you do what I do, the day I seen the 1,000, bang, and I applied. It was in a 2 or 3 day process. It was done. But when you apply, even if you go down to after they say, even if you go down, you might be on 1,002 or 1,003, but even if you had a video that bombs, and then people say, like you lose 5-6 subscribers, you're still good. Once they've said, you're good.
Oh, that's absolutely fine, that. Because I always just thought it was, you hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Get us there. Hit 1,000 subscribers, and then you get the 4,000 hours of watch time.
View time, yeah.
Oh, view time. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Finicky me.
Statism. Yeah. And then that's where you're able to then just go off from there. But I didn't know, the bit more of the specs about it.
Yeah, you can, as I said, you can drop. You don't normally drop anyway, because when people look, at your videos, when you get the 1,000 subs, people look at your channel, they take it more serious. Like, it's hard starting out. I've mentioned this on videos before anyway, and I've done behind the scenes stuff. Hardest thing I ever accomplished on YouTube was to get to the first 100 subscribers. That took me 14 months. So I got there, and that was when the channel was getting like 5-10 views a day. You know what I mean? I mentioned this earlier to you. Like, it got like one of the biggest days on YouTube. Couldn't tell you the view count that I got, but it was like 12 subscribers I got in one day, and I was absolutely made up. And as we spoke about before, if you'd lose one subscriber, it just killed you. You killed it. Like, nobody likes, like I do every day. I may lose a subscriber today, I don't know, but when you're only at that small level, it does affect you a lot more. You do appreciate all the subs you get and all the views you get, but when you're at that level, when you're just trying to push to that, it's heartbreaking. And it isn't, you're like, what the fuck, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean? But yeah, that was 14 months. By year 2, I got to the 1,000. And then at year 3, which I think the anniversary was June, July, I forget me date of my first video, but only a couple of months ago, that's when I hit the 10k.
How did you feel once you finally hit that 1,000? Because obviously obviously this is a whole new YouTube channel, but I've tried to do YouTube in the past with the gaming part of it. I have to try and stop finding the pen because my pen just died. But I found that so hard. I think I got to 258 subs, and I've still got that channel. I've still got all the videos on it.
Yeah.
But obviously, I made a completely new one. I could have cheated and started off with 250 instead of 0. But now I'm going to go legit.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, when I lost that one subscriber, and like I was saying to YouTube before, I was like, I want to know who you are. I want to know where you live. I want to know why you've unsubbed. I want to know what can I do better. And, like, it is true because you can literally see them numbers going up and going there. Like, Mr. Beast, if he lost 100,000 subs, he probably won't even notice it.
You don't know
because
he wants it all.
Yeah. But if we lose one, and obviously at the time we're growing, you're just like, I'm shit. I'm never going to make it. No one likes me.
You do, and that is the mind that you're in, and that is what it's like starting out. As I said, I've spoken with guys in work, and they're all looking at, like, me doing this, doing the Red Dead videos and doing whatever, and they're all kind of like, oh, I might do that myself. Just fucking do it, mate, you know what I mean? But don't think that you're going to do 10 videos and that's going to be it, mate. It was, I think, I forget the exact number, but I think it was about 350 videos that I'd done before I was monetized.
I mean,
350 videos I'd done before I was monetized.
Yeah.
I speak to other YouTubers, which we'll go into it in a bit anyway, and they've got very similar stories. People are under the impression you're only going to do, you know, a couple of videos and that's it. That's it. It doesn't work like that at all.
And it's because everyone seems to love her. The people that just seem to just blow up out of nowhere. I'm sure it was Mr. Beast again.
Yeah.
But he was saying you have to just keep making videos. Don't care about the numbers that are. Just keep making videos, keep being consistent, and just keep going and keep going. And soon it'll start falling into place.
Yeah.
But everyone does expect, like, oh, I've got to make a couple of videos and boom, I'll blow up.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I remember when I first started the YouTube, was how I started with Fortnite. I remember my first ever video. And I got like a couple hundred within a few days. I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to get out of this job.
Yeah.
But that was just because it was brand new.
Yeah.
I had quite a few thousand people on Instagram, a few thousand people on Facebook. So it's just everyone that knew me.
Yeah.
But then, because the video wasn't very good, they're not going to watch the next.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh no, I've got at least 1,000 people following me on Instagram. They're all going to follow me on YouTube. So I'm going to get that 1,000 subscribers straight away. Yeah. And when I got to like 100 and it stopped, I was like,
oh,
wait. You use no. Come and give me the love.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen. And that expectation.
You do. You kind of, and it's good that like you kind of think big and you think positive and be enthusiastic. But it doesn't pan out like that.
No.
Not all the time. You've got to put the grind in. You got to put the work. As I said before, people watch when people sit there and say to me, I might do it myself. Absolutely do it. I'd support anyone in doing it. I'd try and help anyone I can. But like even like making a single video itself, if I do a video, whatever it may be, it is primarily Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
But I have branched out with other things anyway. What you see if you go on YouTube and you go on my channel, what you see is 10 minutes. And some people, and it's crazy that some people think and they go, look at that, 10 minutes work. 20 hours work.
Yeah.
20 hours, 15, 20 hours went into that. As I've sort of progressed and I've learned to edit quicker and, do whatever because I know exactly how the video wants to be. I've cut the time down, but it does take time. It takes me days to put together a video.
Yeah, it's mad. I remember, so we've now got someone else doing the trailers for us.
Yeah.
Shout out James, because I absolutely love the guy and he's done really well. I done the first video for this.
Yeah.
I think it was 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds. And that took about 3 hours to make because I had to go through the podcast.
Yeah.
Know what sections I want to use.
Yeah.
What order I want to use them in. And then got to find the music. And then, no one ever actually realises. So when I used to do Call of Duty videos, we could be recording for like 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
Go through that 8 hours of footage and think, okay, I remember, because I never used to timestamp or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I used to skip between different parts of the video and go, right, I remember that part, but the part I'm thinking about is, I think it's just a bit after, so then I have to go and find that 20 minutes of watching a video. I think it's somewhere around here. And then I have to take that part and think, okay, what can I do now? Now I've got to go down and now I've got to minimise that. And it could be like a 5-hour process of making a 10-minute video or something like that.
That's how you're going to make it. That's what you're going to do. As I said, you're not going to... A 10-minute video, it doesn't take 10 minutes to make. You've got to go through a whole thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like my video processing, how it starts from... like minute 1 to the video's up is like I've got the video idea.
Yeah.
That's the first and foremost thing you need. Second thing I do is the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's before I touched the video, and that was a recommendation. Go back to Mr. Beast. That was from him. He said the two most important things about your video are the title of the video and the thumbnail itself. They're the first two things that people see, and that's why you need to grasp. If you look at my thumbnails over time, my thumbnails in the beginning, they were terrible, man. Really, really bad. I didn't know what I was doing. Didn't have a clue. And then you kind of look at other things. I work with other YouTubers anyway, and they. Like we sort of bounce back and forth. What do you reckon of this thumbnail? What do you reckon of that? Because it's got to be eye catching. You know what I mean? Mr. Beast said a while ago. He said if you do a video called "I stepped on a bug," that's a 10-second video. That's a YouTube short. He said if somebody looks at that and they've got the thumbnail like there's a bug on the floor and like a foot over and over, that's going to be your thumbnail, innit?
Yeah.
If that's an 8-minute video, where are you getting 8 minutes from? For doing that, you can't. That's a YouTube short. That's a 10-second video. You know what I mean? Make a little joke of it or whatever. But you've got it. That's what people look at. They do look at things like that. They look at your title, they look at your thumbnail, and they look at the timestamp. And that's an important one that people can. Like the times on your videos you've been talking before about average view duration. Like I could make a 30-minute video, and I will still continue to do them. The average view duration will be 7 or 8 minutes, 6, 7 minutes, something like that, on every single video. So I tend just to make the sort of the 10-minute videos, only because. Not only would they be wasting my own time, but be wasting the viewers' time as well, because they're not going to watch you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always remember when I saw something about that with Mr. Beast himself, and I was obsessed for ages about YouTube thumbnails and YouTube titles, and I was always trying to think, how can I make this not clickbaity, but grasping enough that someone will come in.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what the title was, but I remember I got a clip from the video of Call of Duty, and we was on vacant. And someone came through with a shotgun, and because I got there, I was dead. I'm not bad at the game, but I was dead. On their kill cam, they had like a fire bullet, so I was able to take basically that shot of them and basically use that as my thumbnail. So like it was like this big explosion coming from a gun.
Is that kill cam? Is that the final kill of them? It's been this long since I played Call of Duty.
Yeah, so
the final kill of the game. Is it
so you can. The final kill cam is obviously the final kill.
Yeah.
But you still get a kill cam with the person that should killed you.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been many years since I've played that.
Yeah, so I used that, and I think that was like one of them videos that like really, it never took off, but from my channel it took off.
Yeah.
Because I've started thinking more and more about how you can do thumbnails properly and how you can actually do titles instead of just like, oh, I stepped on a bug.
Yeah.
It is 8 minutes of stepping on a bug once
that's it. I mean,
and talking about it.
That's what I'm trying to. What are you gonna fill with them 8 minutes? You've got to make it sort of. As I said, people look at that timestamp and they've got to go, well, I'm not going to waste my time watching that. It's got to be like if you're doing, or if it's a YouTube short or something like that or whatever. You know what I mean? They've got to like, your time is important on it.
Yeah.
Like, cause if it's only like if you're doing a topic, like I'll do one. It was in the Red Dead game, and it was a longer video. I think it was about a 25-minute video or something. And it was like, who is Jack's father?
Yeah,
You saw that one, yeah. I think that was a long. I'd have to check on my studio. Forgetting I would do that many. But that's a video like who is Jack's father, and that was about a 25-minute video, something like that, if I'm right, if I remember. But then people will look at it and they go, yeah, because that's a whole like analysis, a theory, kinds of thing. So yeah, that is 25 minutes worth of content.
Yeah.
No, it's not 10 minutes worth of content stretched out over 25. I tell you what. You see a lot of people do is, I don't know whether you know this, when you get monetized or to earn money, you've got your adverts, that's where you earn money. If your video was more than 8 minutes in length, you've got your videos at the beginning, you got the videos at the end, but then you get mid-rolls in the beginning, in the middle.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
If your video is less than 8 minutes, you don't get mid-rolls. You just get videos, adverts at the beginning and adverts at the end. I saw the guy, I'm not going to name drop, you know what I mean, but I saw the guy ages ago, and his video was 5 minutes. About 5-6 minutes in length, and then his end screen at the end of the video was fucking 3 minutes. Just a picture of thank you for watching, all that. And he did that just so he could get mid-roll. So people do cheat the system, so to speak, or
Not gonna lie though, that's actually quite smart though as well. At the same time, if there's an opportunity to do it, then take it.
Yeah.
But obviously, when we started YouTube, which I still found mad that we started at the same time. Yeah. So 3 years ago, we were both on night shifts.
Yes.
When we had the same. Yours blew up more when you came off the night shift though, didn't it? And you started going into days of 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, or 2 in the afternoon till 10, instead of working every time 10 at night till 6 in the morning, like what I did and I continued to do.
Yeah.
And you left me behind.
Sorry.
Where did that all change? So what happened in your head to start going, no, this is actually working so much better now? The productivity, everything.
I had the energy.
Yeah.
When I don't know how people do it, how people work night shift. I just had full-blown energy. When you work the night shift in our place, or your former place, my current place, when you work there, you had to have your 2 rest days, they had to be next to each other. Yeah. Like on day shift, it's a bit different. You can split and change and whatever. When I was coming off my first rest day, I forget when my rest day, I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday. So the Tuesday, I'd work the night shift on the Monday, get home about 6:30 in the morning, absolutely fucking exhausted. I'd have to go and do the school run and all that. I'd be shattered. Then I'd be asleep all day Tuesday. So then Tuesday night, I'm awake again. So then, like, I can't be... It was more money, like, I couldn't, like... Because, like, my last month, she was at home, you know what I mean? She'd be having the telly on all day. So there's the cost of Lecky all day.
Yeah. And
then I'm awake all night then, so I've got the computer all night, and it was just killing us in Lecky, so I was trying not to do that. Then you got to Wednesday, and I was kind of like, and you're still in it because you've been awake all day Tuesday night. Then you got to Wednesday, so then you're asleep all day Wednesday again. But you're like, I've got to sleep all day Wednesday, because... And then you're awake all Wednesday night, because I've got one more day to get back into a routine of doing the night shift. So you just absolutely... You were just living to work, you know what I mean? You had to sort of wake you down. You couldn't, like, get in from a night shift. You know what it's like? You couldn't get in from a night shift, have 2 hours sleep, and then sit and go like, I'm sorry, no, you didn't. You were just mentally, you were just gone all the time. So when I come off nights, that's when I really started being able to. I had 2 days off, and I was able to sort of put myself in a bit of a schedule. And then, right, now I've got the energy, feel more alive, you know what I mean? Now I can put time into the video, and that's where it really took off. Because when I finished night shift, that was 2.5 years ago, something like that. Went on to days, I think it was only about 60, 70 subs then, something like that. I just, no energy to do anything. No, I had no get up and go, you know what I mean? I was just tired all the time. I think there was a period, it was about 3 or 4 weeks where I just didn't upload a single thing. Because I didn't have sort of like, not only the energy, but like sort of the get up and go. I just didn't want to know, you know what I mean? I was just too tired all the time. It was a miserable time in my life. I enjoyed the job. I did enjoyed the people I work with. But on the nights, but coming home, just no life at all.
Yeah.
Just miserable, and you're just down, no, you know.
Yeah, because for anyone that has obviously never worked nights before, because this is the first job I've had in the school where I've never had to do any night shift. So I worked in Revolution bars, night shifts, finished between 3, 4, and then clean hours between 5 and maybe 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Worked in Mackey's after that included night shifts. Then worked in warehouse, that was night shifts. So this is the first job where I feel a lot more energetic.
Yeah.
But coming off them night shifts was the biggest thing ever. I always thought being on nights was great because then you have all day to yourself.
Like, you don't.
Yeah, and you really don't. So you could come home and you will be getting your 8 hours sleep.
Yeah.
And then because you feel groggy, and obviously there's so much science that goes into night shift now and like the amount of research that they do.
Yeah.
But for the hours that we were awake, it was no good for us at all whatsoever. So then you think, oh no, I'm still going to have the same amount of time during the day because everyone's going to be working, I'm going to be off. Yeah, I'll work nights. But it just felt so different. So different.
I think it was one of the best decisions I made in my life in terms of doing what I'm doing on YouTube was coming off the night shift. That's if I was still on there now, my channel wouldn't be where it is now. I'll put money on that. It wouldn't be because I just didn't have the energy. Now I've got the energy to do it. Like I got up this morning, I'm off now anyway, but I got up at like 6:30 this morning, straight to work on a video. And that's what I did up until I arrived here with you today. And when I finish here, I'm going to go back and continue with the video. No lie. But if I was on nights, I'd just be sitting here, I'd be falling asleep here. You know what I mean? And then I'd be getting home like I need a couple of hours sleep, and it's just, you just got it's no life at all, you know what I mean? You just can't, I don't know how people do it. It might just be me, or it might just be, I don't know how people do it.
No, I'm not saying you have to experience it, but take it from someone that has worked on night shifts to go, don't do it. Yeah. Just don't work night shifts no matter what. No matter how much money that's paying you more, it's completely not worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because did it work out an extra, like, 180 quid a week? Wasn't something like that? That was the difference between the night shift and the day shift.
It was like a significant jump. It was a few more pound an hour.
Yeah, because that's like the pulling in factor of like, oh, I get more money. But health-wise, don't do it.
Just not only mental health but physical health. Yeah. You just absolutely drained all the time. Yeah. Like I couldn't. So I used to train a lot. You know what I mean? And doing that, and I just couldn't. I just didn't have the energy. But anything, just absolutely wiped all the time. Stopped going to the gym. I used to train mixed martial arts. Stopped doing that. Just couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, because I remember you used to speak to me a lot about MMA. Yeah. Because this is when like I was trying to be like Derek a little bit and always watching UFC. I was trying to just be a bigger Derek. And always trying to watch the UFC, so I always had something to talk about. We had other things to talk about, but I always had something to talk about with you. And when you said that, I'm not really doing it anymore, I was a bit like, oh, that's a bit shit.
Yeah, I just didn't have the energy. I'll tell you, I remember this conversation we had. It was the Khabib and McGregor fight. And I called it before the fight.
Yeah.
I said 4th round. I said Khabib will get him in the 4th round. And I was bang on with it.
Was that the one where he jumps the fence?
Jumps the fence.
I remember.
Anyone who's in his way.
Yeah, because I remember watching that. I think it was just in the car park. And I was watching the end of the fight.
Yeah.
Because I think, have we just finished work, or was it a different part of the world where we were just starting work?
When we had the conversation, I think we were just going into shift.
Yeah.
Because the UFC, it would have been showing early hours in the morning, like, so yeah, it would have, when we'd be finishing, so I'm sure we were on shift.
Dex, how did you find night shifts? Because obviously we've worked night shifts together in the warehouse, we've done night shifts together in Revs, and we've done night shifts together in Mackey's. Well, obviously you don't work them anymore.
To be honest, it just depended on who I was on shift with.
Really?
And like in Mackey's, I didn't mind it too much because you was with people that were funny and you could have a laugh with, but definitely not something I would have liked to do permanently. Like I was doing night shifts with you and TJ Morris, wasn't I? And I didn't enjoy that at all. Like it was a bit
permanent.
Yeah, and to be honest, it was a bit too toxic for me, so I didn't like it.
Yeah. That's Derek's point of view anyway. And, how long was it before the channel really started moving in the right direction after you came off the night shift? So you finished your night shift and I was like, that's it, they're gone. I'm now starting days. What was the time period?
Probably a couple of months. Because, as I said, even though it's not just a simple case of now I've got the energy to do it, you still need to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
You need to kind of do that. I got lucky in a sense. I got a few lucky breaks. Like there's much bigger than me. He's on a few million subs. Mr. Boss for the win. Some in the Red Dead or GTA community may know him. And we talked before. Do you know what YouTube impressions are? Do you understand what that is?
Oh, you was telling me before about
yeah.
It comes up at the end of your channel. At the end of a video.
Yeah. When you watch a video and then that comes up at the suggested video next, which is based on what you've watched previously and over the history of whatever. That's what a YouTube impression is. Or when you load up YouTube and you get all your little videos on your home screen.
Oh yeah, that's what I always remember an impression from. Yeah.
Yeah. My videos, for whatever reason, because they were similar to this Mr. Boss for the win, my video started showing up as impressions at the end of this. My biggest video, my first ever Red Dead video. To take you back a bit, my channel started, it was horror games. That's when we all started at the same time. Excuse me. It was horror games. And the reason I did that, because there wasn't, aside from really big YouTubers like Jacksepticeye or whatever, or PewDiePie, they were doing it. I thought, well, I'll have a go with that. I was basically just kind of like, that's what they're doing, that works, I'm going to do that. Didn't work. Yeah. So it was horror games where I'd have the camera on me, and the jump scares were genuine reactions. I never faked them at all. They were genuine. I'd only play the horror game. I'd only play it one time. I wouldn't go back and redo it. Then I went from that, then I went to this is while I was on nights. Then I went to doing more like online games, like can you guess what I'm drawing, where you've got a little chat box and you're playing online and you've got to draw the picture and then people have got to guess and stuff. Tried all sorts, tried hacky wheels, just tried to, whatever, tried doing Let's Plays, that absolutely bombed. Because if you look at Let's Plays, we spoke before about the Brad, he's the king of them. You know what I mean? So he's doing Let's Plays, he gets the game 2-3 days before anyone else, before the game's released. So if I'm going to do it, people are going to watch his a million times over me. I'm not even in the conversation when it comes to Let's Plays. So he's doing his bit, people have already seen it, so I'm going to try and do it 2-3 days later, but everyone's like, I've already seen it. Or I've now watched his and now I've bought the game, I'm not going to watch you play it when I can play it myself. So Let's Plays were just different. How the sort of Red Dead videos come about was, we spoke before, a conversation with one of the lads in work, and it wasn't Red Dead at first, it was Days Gone. I did a full playthrough of that was one of my Let's Plays. And it was during that I spoke to this lad, and there's a character in Days Gone, if you've played it, called Boozer. Mm-hmm. Thank you, yeah. And the guy, I think it was Jim Perry or Jim Perry.
Perry, you said before.
He plays Angelo Bronte in Red Dead Redemption 2. So I'm having this conversation with the guy. I said, did you know this? And he said, no, I didn't have a clue. So that kind of that led to a video where it was 12 or 13, I forget the number, 12 or 13 of the major cast in Days Gone that you didn't know voiced in other major games. I called the series Facts with Filbee, did about 10 or 12 videos on it. Then I went to, the next one was the Red Dead one, and it was 20 things I wish I knew during my first playthrough or something like that. That video now, it's on If you've not got it on there, it's on about 650, 100,000 views. That one video. That particular video, my first ever Red Dead one, that took 6 months to get to 100 views. 6 months. And I was just like, the channel was a lot smaller back then. I don't even think I had the 100 subs. Did that. And then over time, as I said, then I started getting the YouTube impressions. They started kicking in. 6 months. By the end of 1 year, it was on about 1,000. And then, for whatever reason, it just started taking off. And even currently, that video today, according to my analytics, every 48 hours, is still getting another 5,000 views. That video, even though the video is 3 years old, it still gets it. And then, so, I think I did another Red Dead one, and then maybe 2 or 3 more. I tried different things, but now and again, I come in with the Red Dead one, and they'd seem to be the popular ones. And eventually, I started building an audience of just Red Dead lovers. And that's where that kind of took off.
Yeah. By the way, just a quick one before it, if anyone doesn't know about what Red Dead 2 is, it's Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's a cowboy game made by Rockstar, and it's fucking amazing. So if you're a gamer and you know about it, go and play it. If you're watching this and you're a little bit confused, go and play your son or daughter's Xbox or PlayStation right now and go and take it off them for a week. It's great. But was that basically then what kind of clicked in your head? Where you was like, Red Dead is the way forward for me right now.
It was the only videos that the viewers were watching, that people were watching. So like it kind of just progressed with then, and started doing a few more, started doing beginner's guides, and then I did a secret series, and that really pushed things to where it did. Everyone was doing 10 secrets you missed in Red Dead. Everyone was doing it. What can I do? 15. I'll do 15. It's the only thing I think to do different. 15 secrets. And I studied the game that much that I made that 15 secrets. I did 10 videos, 150 secrets. I did, which kind of, obviously that took the channel off more. But then I started speaking to other Red Dead YouTubers. There's a guy, and I've already had his permission to talk about this anyway.
Okay.
The guy's a mate of mine, he's a good lad, called Ethan. His channel is called Fishy, spelled with a Z. He is on just his 400k subs. He's really, really good YouTuber. He's just an expert. He just, whatever he touches turns to gold.
Yeah.
He's been doing it 10 years. And I got in contact with him, and how that relationship built was I got in contact with him, and I'd sort of put something forward to him, like, did you, because he was doing his own secret series and whatever. I was like, look, did you know, I couldn't tell you the secret now. I can't remember. But I said, look, did you know this one? And it was on Instagram. And he got back in touch with me, ended up having a conversation. So we had a look at my channel. I said, look, I've done it before, I've timestamped it, so you haven't got to watch my videos, that's up to you, you know. And he watched a bit of my channel. He said, look, you've kind of got a bit of an eye for things here. So we went in on a video together. He said, we put it on my channel. And then at the beginning of it, he kind of made, he's a funny guy, he kind of made a laugh and a joke, sort of like, can't remember exactly what he said, but it was like, you know, it is part 11 it would have been, or part 12 I think, maybe part 11, and he said, you know, something to his audience like, look, if you're getting a bit sick of my voice, I've got a bit of an alternative for you. I've hooked up with this YouTuber called Filbee Gaming, who I'm telling everyone you need to get over to and check out his channel, subscribe to. So I went, that really, I think it was monetized at the time, but that really went like from getting 5 subs a day to like in one day I went up like 80 or 90. And then the following day, do you know, as time went on, it was going up now. On average now, I probably get per week about 500-600 subs per week, which is absolutely crazy to what, like the early days, you know what I mean? Going back to lost a subscriber.
Yeah.
You know, and you gutted. Now it's just every week, it's more and more.
Yeah. Like, I'm absolutely made up for you because, like I said, me, you, Taft, and I'm like I said before, I think Kyle had wanted to do it, but never actually did kick on.
Forward.
That Taft doesn't do it anymore. I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And you carried on.
Yeah.
You carried on. You changed your job hours.
Yeah.
You never changed the actual job, but you changed the hours that you work. And your mindset just completely changed, your energy levels changed, and now you're literally flying with it. Yeah. Now, you might get that one person that goes, oh, he's only got 11,000 subs or whatever, but like, that's hard to get there. Yeah. That's hard to get 1,000.
There's a guy called, he used to do Call of Duty videos, he went more Fortnite, called Dan TDM. Not Dan TDM. I can't remember, it'll come to me a bit his name, but his story was sort of similar to, and he's had that, you know what I mean? But it took him like a year to get to 100 subs and all that. I mean, anyone, if you think you can do it, do it. You know, by all means, do it. It'll come to me this guy's name in a minute. But they will know him, it's baffling me now.
Yeah. Did you start feeling yourself being not overall just more energetic, but a lot more invested in actually making videos and wanting to do more and more and more and more because you had better energy levels, because you did make them changes?
As I said, when I was on the night, I went through it was genuinely 3-4 week period, something like that, where I just didn't, Not only because I didn't have the energy to make the videos, I didn't want the energy. I'd lost interest in doing it. Like, I just like, oh, I don't care, you know what I mean? No one's watching. I'm tired all the time. I'm sitting there making my videos and I'm just exhausted, just not enjoying what I'm doing. So that's why that wasn't the sole reason that I come off the night shift. That was a different reason. But that was part of it. That was part of it, right? I've got to do something. I was just miserable in life. I've got to do something different. I've got to make a change here. I'm the type of person, man, if I'm not happy with the situation, I will change that situation. I'm not going to sit there and continue to be like, why would you? You know, if you can change that situation, I'm not saying that's an option for everyone, but if you're unhappy and you have the ability to change that situation to make yourself happy or potentially be happy at what you think you'll be, you know, happier with, do it. You know, what's stopping you? If you can, change it.
Yeah, so I fully agree with that, because you've never been a person that I've ever thought of where you kind of like pussyfoot around the situation. You've always been like kind of just like you've never been like rude about something, but you've always just been like point blank about it. Like, no, I don't like that, so this is going to happen.
I'm not afraid to challenge.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I respect you for that. I always have done. Oh, I think I always will, to be honest, as well. Yeah, you're welcome, mate.
That's why I can't get promoted. it's the God's honest truth. So we talked before. We've all been at TJ Morris at one time or another. I'm still there now. You know, how many times you're going to get told no for things?
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of like, you're telling me that I'm going to be there, I'm going to be in that position, and then for, you know, I've been there nearly 6 years now, and I'm still watching people come in. I'll tell you what happened recently. Went for the job, went for the promotion, got told no, brought a stock of new managers in, who then had to be taught what I already knew. And that's what, you know, what you do with that? It's like, can you show, and they're coming to me, can you show us how to do this? Can you show us how to do? You're the fucking manager, mate. You know, how's that? It just kind of like, I lost my heart to kind of a shoe.
As I say, it's like, as you know, and a few people might know, like, that's in that job, and like, I don't work there anymore, so I can sit here all day and speak freely about it. I am free of that place. But that's where all like my issues started up there. It was, I just hated that place. Working nights, 5 days a week. It dropped down after a while because of the YouTube.
Yeah.
I did drop down to 3 days, and my days were brilliant. I had, did I have 3 days? I either had 4 days in or 3 days in, but it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. It was great. But that's where it all started. I hated the place. There was no progression. I didn't want to, but I feel like there wasn't really much progression. I didn't want to be someone that was in charge. I got to change role in there. But just the way like the place was dealt and everything. It was too, I don't understand, it's a big multi-billion pound, £1 billion
£6 billion company, something like that now, yeah.
But yeah, it just wasn't a nice place. It was done and loads of people were rude. Yeah. Like for me, it's just, and I know we worked with a lot of people that were like from Eastern Europe. I'm not, but before anyone starts to clickbait that's not me saying people from Eastern Europe are rude, because loads of them were sad and you had great conversations with them and you could have a really good relationship. But some of them in there were just pricks. Yeah. It's the only way. I could use worse words, but I might get censored. But yeah, that's just my views before I start ranting on for 2 hours about it.
You find that it's, even with like a lot of the English lads I work, a lot of Scouse lads I work with, I'm getting fucking attitudes with them now, and you know, and like, you can't even be fucking arsed when you're like, oh, I'm not even dealing with this now, because you're just losing your heart for the place and all that, you know what I mean? Losing your heart for that, as I said, promotion. It's, truth be told, I'm happy to say, 14 times I've applied for a promotion in that place, and I'm getting told no. And I think it is because of my mouth. I think it is because I challenge. Like, I don't, it's not that I don't care. People sit there and go, I just don't care. I do care. And I think that was my problem, my biggest downfall, was I cared about the job too much. To where, like, I do about everything in there. Where you get people come in and they're just either order pickers or they're either reach truck drivers, I can do that. I can do the drive to reach truck. I'm one of them. I was organising sections. I was the only operative in the entire warehouse. Like all the managers, you communicate through radio. The only operative, still am, the only operative in the entire warehouse to be on that radio communication, dealing with the managers and dealing with this and dealing with that. I'm like, and you're still just not pushing me anywhere, you know what I mean? So it just come to a point, as we spoke earlier, I've applied elsewhere now. Going to work with people with autism. That is such a fulfilling job that I want to do. I'm still waiting to hear back. It's on this Tuesday that I'm going in. Really hope I get it. Yeah. But it's like I don't. As I said, between that and like, like one good thing, I'm not gonna knock the inside of TJ Motors because I've had some very good experiences there, made a lot of good friends in there, and I do enjoy the job. But like, it's just time to move on. You know what I mean? And like with this job now, I spoke to the lady the other day. If I've got the details right now I'm working 5 days a week, 8-hour shifts. But like the 8-hour shifts, I take out of the equation because I'm like 5 days a week. Even if it was 10-hour shifts, you're still working 5 days a week. But this new job, when I was talking to the lady on the phone the other day, it was 3 12-hour shifts. 36 hours, we talked about that. 12-hour shifts, that's 3 days. That's 4 days that I can make videos.
Yeah.
Even if it's a drop in pay. Like, one good thing with TJ Morris was the pay is decent.
Yeah, it was
I'll
really
say
good.
that. It still is. Like, I'm on... I couldn't tell you what minimum wage is now. It's about £10.90 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm in there, I'm on about, I think it's £12.13 an hour, which is decent because not a lot of places will do that. So even if I'll drop money, I'll go somewhere else and I'll happily drop money because between that and what I earn on YouTube anyway, I'm sound, you know what I mean? I'm okay. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm okay to drop that and then put more time in. Where right now I've got 2 days to make videos. I'll go somewhere else where I've got a few more days off. That's double the videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which I completely agree. I reckon that you should take that. Because if I had the option to do that, I think I would. But obviously with this, I don't think I'd want to do 4 podcasts a week. That kind of thing. Like I'm happy with like the 1 or 2. But like this month we're double booked for the weekend. Yeah. So I'm happy with that. But even that's a lot. But the fact that you can get out there and do more hours for YouTube where you're not working less hours, you're just working less days, obviously just longer days. But I reckon you do go down that path definitely. And you're, like you said, you'll feel even more fulfilled.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to working, I mean, doing that something like job with autism and stuff like that, that's something I'd love to be able to help people and stuff like that and learn as much as I can about that particular thing. I've got personal reasons for that, which we discussed earlier, but that is what I want to do. And I know people who do it and they love it. So that is what it's making noise over there. This
I know, he's making a racket. Yeah. One thing I've noticed with myself, working with kids who've got autism, ADHD, I don't have anything like that, but one thing I feel like I thrive on is personal and life problems that people have gone through and what I've gone through. I'm trying to help people. Like, that's my niche in the job. I'm a teaching assistant, but don't ask me to help you with your maths. Got no clue. No. The kids know more. Don't ask me to help you with your English.
The kids will teach you.
iPhones will correct that for me. Like, but if you've come to me about any problems that you're going through, your anxieties, come talk to me about it. You're feeling down, why? You're not really feeling motivated, come and have a chat with me. I that big brother type role that I feel like a lot of kids need.
Put my phone's on silence, do apologise.
Here we go. I should have checked, shouldn't I? But it is what it is. Obviously, we've had a chat and I feel like we'll start diving into that now.
Yeah.
Do you reckon from the... What's the word? The challenges that you faced in life, do you reckon that's a big part where you can take that in with you and become like a bit of like a role model or someone that's a really good support worker in that way?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, with this new position that I am hoping to get, and by the time this goes out, I'll know. It's not just working with people who've got... tell you something about autism. People see autism as a disability. I don't. I see it as a different ability. That's exactly how I look at autism. Because it is in my personal life. But this new place, it's not just dealing with people with autism, it's dealing with people with mental health problems, whether that be depression or anxiety, and that is stuff that I have had very personal experience with. I went through... Before I worked in TJM, I worked in a garage. I'm not even gonna say the name on here because it's that pathetic to me that I don't even care about the place. I'm not even gonna get them going like, oh yeah, everyone go to that place or everyone go to... I'm not gonna put the name on the map, so to speak, because they just pissed me off that much. Apologies for the language, you know what I mean? But they did. I worked there for many years. It was a miserable place. I was a tire exhaust fitter. I enjoyed the job, but we were working. I was changing. Like, I'm not too proud at all to work minimum wage. I've got a family to think about. But if I've got to do whatever I've got to do to make sure my kids are not fit, that's what I'm going to do. I don't care what it is. I'm never too proud, and if need be, I will always go back to if somebody offers me a job, I'm going to enjoy it. Minimum wage, don't care. Going to do it. I don't let money
be the main factor.
I don't let it be like the sole decision maker. In that place, mate, we were changing the tyres outside. We were changing them in the snow and the rain and everything. It didn't get any. And it was like, £6 an hour. You were getting £5 tips from customers, absolutely made up. It's nice to receive something like that. They would say they were stealing that. denying it, stealing it. There was a situation with the customer where he comes to me, he goes, I've done his ties for him, put 2 second-hand ties on, comes out to me, he goes, yeah, mate, I've left you the £5 behind the desk. Oh, thanks very much, mate, fucking, and you really, you know, it's really nice, and it was genuine. Thank you very much, mate. You know, I really appreciate that. Next time you come in, come and see me. Yeah, thanks, fella. This one guy done that. He forgot his, you'll probably know, a lock and wheel nut for your car, for your wheels, like a little security lock, so people don't pinch it out of your wheels.
Okay, well, before you go any further, I've got a car, don't know fuck all about them. So if you say things to me, I'll just go, yeah. So for the point of this conversation, I'll just go, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, carry on.
All right, I'll make it easier. When this guy come back, oh, you know what tyres are?
Yeah, I know what a
put
tyre
2
is.
tyres on his
Yeah.
car. He'd left this little security thing. So anyway, this guy come back. The guy who said to me he'd left a £5. Before he come back, I'd gone into the office, said to the fella who was in there, I said, customer's left a £5 there for me. No, he hasn't. I said, the guy just said to me 10 seconds ago, I've just left your £5 in there for you. No, he fucking hasn't. I was going, what are you talking about? No, why would he come out to me and say, I've just done that for you, you know what I mean? Because he was a regular customer. We knew him. Why would he do that? I'm trying to wrap my head around it. 10 minutes later, the guy comes back, oh, I forgot me little parts, he'll just say, little part of my car. Yeah, you did. And I said to him, I said, look, mate, I said, you know, I appreciate all the tips I get and all that. But what I don't really like is that you're going, I've just made a bit of a dick of myself there. I've just gone in. And you didn't stop the £5. And he went, how do you mean? And he was fucking livid, this fella. Like that, he went storming in. And it was the guy in the office, straight in his pocket. That was the job I'd done. I was changing tyres in the snow and rain and minus 10 degrees and all that for buttons. So when you got that little extra, you know, you were made up and you really appreciate of it. And there's this fucker in there. Yeah, I'm sorry about the language, man. I'm terrible for it.
It's absolutely fine. We've had a lot worse on here. Express yourself, lad. Express yourself.
And I was like, and you're doing that, and it was all the time. And he was just robbing from everyone. It was horrible, this one fella, and it was just a miserable place to work for. Like, you would just, like, you'd get there on a Sunday night. I used to work Monday to Saturday. You'd have Sunday off. Half day on Saturday, you'd have Sunday off. And then you get a text at like 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday, expecting to be in work at 9 o'clock in the morning. And you get a text, no, we've got a shipment coming in of all tyres, need you to work at 6. It was that like short notice, you know what I mean? Or you'd work towards the end of the shift, and bear in mind, this is just after I had my lad. And then you get there, you go, and you'd finish at 5:30, and you go 4:45, you go, shipment's coming in, 800 tyres. It takes 3 hours to unload. You got to stay behind. No, man, I've got a son to get on to. No, stay behind. And he put you in a position where you felt like if you didn't do absolutely everything down to the nail, you were out of a job. Going above and beyond, yeah, all right, I'm contracted to my hours. But now you're telling me if I don't do these 2 extra hours or whatever after work or these 3 extra hours, it like intimidating me, you're going to be out of a job. It was just a miserable place to work for. When I had my son, that's a nerve-wracking time anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you got that. They were casing me. When are you coming back? When are you you know, when's this happening? When's that happening? What day are you back? I don't know. I've got to get through the process of having a child first. We thought there could be complications, could be problems with the baby, could be anything. They didn't care. They absolutely didn't care. No, we want a set date, you're coming back. The fella who owned the place had 5-6 kids of his own, so he should have known. You know what I mean? So they shouldn't have been coming at me with that, but just absolutely miserable place. But because of doing that, went through that for years, and it was after my son, and that's why I kind of took on that challenging mentality. Now, nobody in my life is ever going to push me around like that in a workplace again. Nobody's ever going to do that to me. But because I was that, we were talking about anxiety. People think when you get anxiety or you get panic attacks and stuff like that, it's because you're scared or you're terrified. It's not. It can be brought on through so many things. Frustration, anger, and that's what got me, because I was that angry at my current situation and not feeling great with myself because I wasn't doing nothing about it to change it, you know what I mean? I'm a lot stronger now than I was then. But yeah, just like when I went through a phase with the panic attacks where I was scared the panic attacks, for those who've not had them, you kind of get like tunnel vision and you hyperventilate, and I was terrified because you can't breathe, and I was terrified, and it would come to a point where for 3 years, like, I wouldn't leave the house except to go to work. I would have to get a taxi to work. I'd have to get the taxi. I couldn't like wait outside for the taxi. I was terrified. Like, if it was a windy day, you know, if the wind caught me breath or something, I was so petrified. Do you know, little things like that? And it sounds daft, but that's how I felt at the time. So I couldn't leave the house. So the only place I could go was I had to get a taxi to work the day. I was comfortable. You know, I was in my safety zone, and then get a taxi home. And it was killing us because I was only working minimum wage, and I was spending 15 quid a day on taxis. And we just had nothing, you know what I mean? No money. Since I left that company, I've never had a panic attack. 6 years. Never had an anxiety attack. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you're nervous with situations or whatever. But this was a day in, day out basis, just panic attacks all the time. And it's horrible. But yeah, since I left there, I've never had another one.
Were they like the highest point that you ever went to with your anxiety and panic attacks, or did you experience anything else? So did you experience other forms of mental illnesses or anything to do with like, but people would say, oh, this comes underneath my mental health umbrella of anxiety, depression, panic attacks, were there anything else? Or would they say they were your main two?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, what I dealt with, it was more the anxiety, and I mean, probably depression, because you're just down all the time. You didn't feel good about myself, about the job I was doing, the situation I was in. Couldn't buy nothing. I remember I went to buy a 4K telly once, and it was only a little cheap knockoff made wherever. It was only 300 quid. It took me about like 6 months to get the money for that, just because everything was going out, minimum wage, and everything was going out on. I keep saying minimum wage. It wasn't just minimum wage. It was because of the job I was doing. I used to work. We were going back to the money in TJ Morris was decent. I was working 50 hours in that place in the garage, and I was taking home like 330 quid for 50 hours work. Bear in mind, physical job, man. You know, snow, rain, or whatever weather. Didn't care. Went to TJ Morris, dropped down to about 37.5 hours. Taking home 100 quid a week more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was all before YouTube and that, anyway. You're going to have to come at me with that question again.
There it is. You did call that was going to happen. So you called Khabib, and now you're calling this. Yeah. So basically, was it... I'm not saying just, because obviously there's still two massive things, but was it just panic attacks and anxiety that got the best of you during that time of that job, or was there anything more that came with it? Because like you said, you had more than just yourself to feed. You had a home to fill.
Yeah.
But then you also had to get to work, get home from work. But then you also hated your job.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that came from? Because I remember when I was in the warehouse, I remember the first ever proper panic attack I had.
Yeah.
And I was in tears speaking to the manager, Neil. I was in tears talking to him because I couldn't speak. I was hyperventilating. And I remember, I'll take you through it. I was in Alpha Golf. And I know
where that is.
Yeah, I was in Alpha Golf. For anyone who doesn't know, Alpha Golf was an aisle in the warehouse. So you had Alpha Alpha, Alpha Bravo, and you go to, they were called bins, but it's just a place where stock was, and you put it in your truck and you carry on for that job. I was in Alpha Golf, and I had my earphones in, and I was listening to Lewis Capaldi. Now, I don't know if it was because it was the speed of the song, and like it was the way I was feeling at the time, but I got really emotional and started like feeling, I'm getting quite sad here. Just standing on my truck, just people around me waiting for the fork to come down, and I just like started like losing breath, and I was just like, what's going on here? And I started getting emotional. And I was like, I need to get out of here, and I could feel like my body like slowly like pulsing like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to go. So I was like waiting for people, and I know like you don't drive, but it's like if anyone's ever like in front of you and you're like, get out the way, I want to get past. I was like that, but I couldn't get past. But the aisles were what, 10 foot wide?
Yeah,
so they're not the biggest thing. So for instance, let's use this desk. Our trucks that we use were probably about that wide. Like, so they're still not that, and you could stand on it like that, but as soon as your leg went out, your leg's out of the truck.
Yeah.
And I remember I went straight down, and I thought I need somewhere quiet, so I shot down, shot up Alpha, one of the Alpha aisles, and then took myself over to the other side of the warehouse. And no, I was going up the aisle and I saw Taft. And Taft was like, what's up? I can't breathe, I can't do this, I can't. And like, I just panicked, and I just drove, and he followed me. And I kept having this panic attack by Goods Inn. That was it, by Goods Inn. And Taft was like, I don't know what to do. Like, we're going to have to go and tell the manager. Well, you're going to have to go, lad. So I went and told the manager. And I went over, and I was trying to speak to him, but I just could not get my words out. And he's looking at me like really confused, because like this kid's just like in a state of like panic and just crying. And even I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was, I've got to tell you that I'm not fit to be here right now. Can you accept that I need to go home? Yeah. That's all I kept thinking. And he was just like looking at me. I was like, I need to. And he just basically said, Lou, just come on, let's go. And he just took me to the front. But like when someone says, oh, I had a panic attack, like obviously people come across it in like different ways. And the experience at different times. So I've had numerous panic attacks and they've all been quite different.
Yeah.
But I always remember that first one and that was petrifying.
Yeah.
Like it was a scary thing. Sorry for rambling on. Like
No,
that just really brought back a lot for me then. But like it was scary because like you said, you hyperventilate and you got like this tunnel vision and you feel like you're gonna die.
You do.
It's
you
I'm gonna
genuinely
stop
do.
now because it's getting to me a bit.
It's terrifying. Those panic attacks, man, they were the most terrifying things I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm not like genuinely a nervous person, you know what I mean? I'm pretty confident, but they're absolutely terrifying. And then on top of them, not only like with anxiety and with panic attacks and whatnot, you kind of, they're fear of different things, fear of not being able to support your family, fear of, you know, anger towards your job or whatever, as we talked about before. But then I started going through a phase where I was getting panic attacks because of a fear of having panic attacks.
Yeah.
And that's what, and it was absolutely terrifying. And I was a prisoner in myself, as I said. I couldn't leave the house, couldn't do nothing, couldn't go around the shop, couldn't do anything. I missed me lad's first ever parents meeting because we couldn't get a taxi. And I missed it. The place was 5 minutes away. I could have walked it, but I couldn't. And I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget that. And that was when that was when I was still in the garage and I was kind of like, that hit me more than anything, that. Like, that was your first ever parents meeting, that, and you couldn't make it. Now I've got to change. Now I've got to do something. Now I've got to change my situation. What's bad about my situation? The place I'm working, that's getting changed. You know what I mean? Coming there. And it just went like, as I said, as soon as I left there, I never suffered them again.
Sorry, lad. I thought you was going to carry on talking. That was just bad time. But no, like, completely agree with you. So,
Yeah.
The fact that you said you missed your first parents' evening, that's also made me just think, like, fucking hell, like,
Yeah.
I can imagine that hitting you hard.
It did.
Like, big time. Because the amount of times, like, you spoke about your son for the years that we've known each other.
I do, yeah.
Like, he's your pride and joy.
Yeah.
He's more important than your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, no, of course he is.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
But you've also got to give yourself massive hats off respect for that, though.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people might just carry on. And they just, I couldn't go, I'm sorry, because I couldn't leave the house. And I couldn't go, and I'm really, really sorry. And they could just be apologising for ages, but stay in the exact same position.
You've got to, and it's a hard thing to do, because you absolutely, when you got that anxiety and you're just scared over the stupidest fucking things, and like you're sitting there going to yourself, why would they be scared about that? Why would they be scared about walking in the wind? Why would they be scared about? You know, if a car drove past me and beeped, I'd jump out my skin and like that, and I'd go there. Why would they be nervous about that? You know, when you look back at it, but I'm not going to sit there and go like, that was stupid to be scared of, because that's not how I felt at the time. That was a genuine fear for me, anything like that. I couldn't go out if it was windy, if it was bad weather, in case the wind caught my breath. I had a terrible fear of not being able, well, everyone's got a fear of not being able to breathe, of course, but I thought if it's too windy out, I'm not going to be able to breathe. And like, now looking back right now, like, you're looking at situations like, but you can breathe. There, so what if it might catch your breath? You're just going to turn your head and get your breath. But at the time, that's not where your minds are. At the time, you are genuinely so like, no, if I go out and it's too windy, I'm not going to be able to breathe. I'm not going to make it back. And that's where you are at that time. But it was because of the stress I was under, and I was angry all the time. Just pissed off with myself, because like, I'm like, you're a strong person and you have the ability to change that. But this fear has got you to where you are unable to do it, and that's why I just kind of put my foot down one day and said, right, now it's time for a change jobs. Started off originally on a day shift, moved to the night shift because of financial difficulties at the time, but yeah, I come back on the days a little while ago, but yeah, I've never had another one since, and I'm just glad to be good riddance to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it took me a little bit longer, instead, like what you said, you left the garage and then the order stopped, so obviously anything stems from the garage for you. Like, yeah. that was like your place of hell. Mine carried on a little bit longer after I left the warehouse. And I don't know why. I think I'm very bad for dwelling. And I know I am. Like, I know if I get caught up in something, like, mentally, I can really, like, sit on that and I can make it worse for myself. And I still do it to this day sometimes. And obviously, I know I need to get better at it. And it could take a good few years before I'm, like, shit hot at it. And I'm like, no, I don't need to worry about that. But I remember there has been times. I remember, no, this was actually, I think I spoke about this in another episode, but another one that really stands out to me I just got out in time before a panic attack happened for myself. Was when I started going to the gym. So I was still in the warehouse, but this is where I was waking up around probably about 2 in the afternoon, walking from here, so Kenny, walking into the city centre, which about 45 minutes to go to the gym, and then walk back, and then go and do the night shift later in the night. And I remember I went to the gym for the first time by myself, and normally I'll go with 2 of my mates because they were already members there. And this is when they just opened again, just after COVID. And I remember just looking around, not feeling comfortable at all, looking at all these people, and my thought was, oh my God, they're all looking at me right now. Everyone's looking at me because I'm by myself and I don't really know what I'm doing right now. And I remember I just everything just felt like it was closing in more and more, and I was like, I've got to get out of here, I've just got to go. And I remember I just got my stuff and I just ran out the door. Didn't physically run because I knew I'd look like a dick running, like this 6 or 5 gangly kid just running. But I got out of that door so quickly, and for what? There was nothing. Everyone was there doing their own thing.
Yeah, and no one's watching you. But I get it. It's where your mind's at. You know what I mean? You just even though there's nothing to fear with anxiety, that fear's still there. Yeah. I remember we had it was a party at the house, and it was during the time I was just having the anxiety. I have friends and family around me at this house party. People I'm very, very close to. People I've seen millions of times. No new faces, no new this, no new that. And I was still getting it. I was just dead comfortable. It was kind of like, there's too many people around me here. These are people I've known for years. No, just dead comfortable with. But at the time, it's not... It's out of your excuse me. It's out of your control until you take control of that situation. Yeah. Until you take control of yourself, and you will... I mean... one of the phrases I hate worst in the world is when people say man up. I hate that with an absolute... I can't stand it because it's a horrible thing when you're going through that. I'll tell you a story. We talked about this area of a mate of mine. He was... I won't say his name, but the people who know me will know who he is. He used to text me quite a lot, and he was sort of hound me, like, come watch the UFC, come down. Come watch the UFC, watch the UFC. I was like, oh, I will do, mate. Because, do you know, you kind of make plans and you kind of going like... Oh yeah, we will do, but they just don't pan out. You know, you're like, oh, we'll do.
Sorry, but that's me. I make plans and I hope to God that they get cancelled.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, so never make plans for me. Go on, carry on.
He went through a thing, but he just kept asking me because it comes down, but it started to get more and more and more frequent. And then he'd text me and he'd say things like, I was on the night shift at the time, and he'd go, I love you, brother, I need you to know that. I'm thinking it was like Saturday night, 2 a.m, and I'm working, I'm going, oh, shut up, you dickhead, you pissed, what are you talking about? He was going through a bad time. Unbeknownst to me and a few others, he tried taking his own life.
Oh, fuck's sake.
2 or 3 times before. Eventually, he'd done it. And how I found out was, I don't really do social media anyway, but I was on Facebook at the time, and it come up on Facebook, and it said, RIP, such and such. And I looked at it, and it was so bizarre. Do you know where people go, like, if something happens, they go, like, I went numb? Or something like that. I genuinely went numb. It felt like a dream. It was like a euphoric state. Is that the term?
I think so.
I went like that. Somebody in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong there, but I went like that and I seen it. I was on my computer and I seen it and I said, rest in peace. Like that. My first instinct, I don't know why I went to this, my first thought was, this is a joke. Somebody's beat him at a computer game or something like that, or a game of football or whatever, and someone's done this. Rest in peace. You fucking, you got battered on this game. I don't know why I went there.
Like a forfeit, basically, that people used to do. As a forfeit, yeah, I get that.
So I'm sat there, and then I'm sort of trying to comprehend what I've just seen. Still not gone in. So, right, okay. So I started, and then I just seen all these other posts. And it was all this, It turns out he hadn't passed at the time. I don't want to go into details on how he done it. That doesn't matter. But he had done after a couple of days. And that tore me up, that he had 2 little beautiful girls. Just tore me apart. I've never had that, like, I've lost people. You lose family or, whatever, grandparents or whatever, that happens to people. That was such a shock to the system. I didn't know how to deal with that. That put me in a bad way, that was like, I was just down for ages. I cried for days upon days upon days. Not a day goes by where I go, and this is, I'd left the garage at the time. Yeah, I was on the night shift. This was 3 years ago or something like that. He's still on my mind every single day, this lad. Mm-hmm. It was just, I've never had something impact me like that. I've dealt with people who've dealt with mental health issues, depression and stuff like that. People close around me, you know, currently in my life, do deal with things like that, and you try and help them in certain ways. That's how when I applied for this new job, that's how, like, can you tell us about your experience? So we talked about that. How do you deal with it? How do I deal with it? Or how do I help them? How do you help them? Sometimes you just talk to people. Sometimes you do that. I went through then a guilt phase of, because this guy kept texting me, going like, hey, are you coming to watch the UFC and all that? Because he was like, I thought he was sort of pushing me because he was limited, because he had his partner, his girls and all that. I thought, so he hasn't got much time, you know what I mean? So we're trying to get it in when we can. And I felt so guilty that I kept saying, yeah, maybe we'll sort it out. As you do, yeah, we'll sort it out, don't worry about it, we'll sort something out. People make plans, you know what I mean? It doesn't always pan out. And I went through a phase where if I had gone, and it is just grief talking, if I had gone down there, could I have changed things? I went through that, and that racked my head for months. Eventually you accept it. You know, kind of like, no, it may not have made a difference, or it may, or right now it's you know, you can't dwell on that. You can't sit there and go like, I could have done something there. You can't, because the situation's, it's done, it's over, you know what I mean? So but I went through a bad thing with that, and that put me in a bad state. As I said, I understand with depression, people around me anyway, but that particular one, that was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to emotionally deal with in my life, because I just went through a roller coaster of first believing it was a joke. I don't know why I went there, but first believing it was a joke, then it hit me, and then like, just processing, trying to figure out why. As I said, it turns out he tried to do it a few times before. I don't want to go into great specifics with him, you know what I mean? But, and then I was like, when did this happen? When did this happen? When did this? Oh, it happens over the past couple of months. This was the same timeline when he's casing me and telling me he loves me in text messages and all that. And I'm going, oh shit, I'm thinking he was just drinking, you know what I mean? Thinking he was just pissed. But yeah, I went through a lot with that. Hardest thing I've ever had to deal with that.
Well, sorry, I know, like you told me before, but like I felt like a lot more coming from you than. So sorry to hear about that. Like,
No,
really,
I appreciate that, man.
So like, I count myself as a person that's really lucky to never experience a loss that's really close to me, and I dread the day that it happens.
Yeah.
And like, it was just been. I think it might have been last week or the week before, where we were talking about like YOLO. No, where that term YOLO came about.
Only live once.
Yeah, and like obviously everyone took the piss about it, but that is the case. Like, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, you never know what's going to happen in an hour from now.
Yeah,
so that's why you take everything and you be grateful for everything. And I'm trying to be grateful for every single person that I meet and come across, and treat everyone with the love and respect that they want. Like, it may not be perfect, but if anyone came to you then in like that same approach, would you treat that person a little bit more differently, or would you go out with them kind of thing? So if someone was like, oh, Phil, do you want to meet up? Phil, oh, do you want to come and do this?
I would definitely, if it's something I can do, I would definitely make the effort more now.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, going back with this guy, I don't know whether going down there would have made a big difference to him. I think if that decision was already made for him, that was going to happen. I don't know. It's just unanswered questions there. I can sit there and I can rack my head, and I did that for months. I've made peace with it now, but I did it for months. You could have done this, or what have I done this, and what have I done that? And you're never going to get the answer. Never going to get the answer. But now, if somebody comes to me and they're feeling down or whatever, and they say, look, I just need someone to talk to, I just need someone to like, just come sit down, come and have a beer with, come down, play a bit of extra, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, I am coming to you. I am going to do that. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I'm going to do that. And I would hope that if I was, like, I've got a lot of good close friends that I know if I phoned, look, I'm not feeling great, they'd be down there within minutes. I know that. My friends are one of the most important things to me in the world. My mates, and I know I've got a good circle of friends, and I would do the same for them. You know what I mean? But yeah, to answer your question, if I was to be in that situation again, I would put a lot more to try and prevent anything, you know what I mean? I'd absolutely be there.
I feel like we need to be like that, like, of course, for like our family, because a lot of us are born and a lot of us have got good families. It's very rare that someone say, oh, I've got a really shit family, but obviously we'll be there for family. But I reckon friends is a big one, because you choose them people to be in your life.
Friends of the family you choose?
No, yeah, friends of the family, and just people that you want to be a part of your life.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have to get to know Derek. I didn't have to get to know him, but I also don't have to know him 15 years later. But it's because I want him in my life, so if he ever rang me, I'll be like, oh lad, I'm coming straight down, no matter
what. Is that how long you used to know each other?
Yeah, 15 years.
Christ.
Yeah, 2008 we met.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Been best friends ever since. It's really cute.
Sorry, mate, I just killed you mid-flow there.
No, that's fine. I like things that get killed mid-flow in this. It keeps it fresh, keeps it going.
Yeah.
But I won't go into the person that it was about. But I remember when I was working in a warehouse and one of our friends was going through a really bad time mentally. And it was scary. Like, it was scary because I've never witnessed anything like that at the time. I remember Derek saying to me, oh, so-and-so, basically, this has happened. We need to help him, kind of thing. So I remember I got home from the night shift, got changed straight away, and I was out the door within 5 minutes, kind of thing. So I basically just got like different clothes on because rough shift, and I ran to Derek's. Bear in mind, I don't run. I don't run, so me trying to run to Derek's was hardcore. I was sweating. But it's one of them, if a call happens, you've got to go to it.
Yeah.
No, don't try and put it off, like I said before. And like, I am one of them people, I will hope that plans get cancelled. I am just that friend.
Yeah.
I have become that introverted person. But if it's something that's serious, no, I'm there. If you're going through it, I'll be probably the first person to text you, or the person that's going to text you the longest if you don't want to talk in person.
Make sure he's got my number before the end of this as well.
Yeah, because he rang me before on Instagram audio, and I was like, fucking hell, what is this? Yeah.
I've got a number, but we haven't spoken. We've been speaking through text for years, so it's like kind of
that is very
WhatsApp
true.
group or something. I forgot the same. I was going to ring it. I thought, is it the same number? No, I'll just phone him on this thing. Yeah.
Be safe. But that is it. Like, if someone calls for your aid, you've got to answer it. And if it turns out to be a load of shit, at least you can walk away and go, at least they turned up.
Yeah.
At least I was sad enough to turn up and give a helping hand. And if they don't accept it or they just take the piss, then fuck you. Like, just a little slap across the back of the head.
Well, I'll tell you this. We spoke of this area. I'll tell you the story, and it's one of the. Like I said in TJ Morris, that is, I'm not going to knock the place because it is like a lot of, it's been good to me.
Yeah.
Aside from not being able to advance, it has been good to me, and I'm not going to sit there and like, because if I was that miserable there, I wouldn't still be there 6 years later. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm pursuing different things.
Have you been there for 6 years?
5.5 years, just over 5.5 years.
Fucking sorry, I had to get that out then because I could not contain that. Yeah, go on, carry on. Jesus.
June 2018.
Oh my god, I started July 2018.
Yeah. You did right after me.
Yeah, because you were the first person I spoke to in that entire place when I was doing my training.
I remember. Yeah. That's how we that's how we connected, wasn't it? What happened? I don't know whether I mentioned this before on the cast itself, on the podcast, or it was a conversation we were having. But Wendy brought in all the new managers, who had to then be trained over be trained on what I already knew. I was like, I had to show them the ropes. I was like, you just got this job over me, and I've got to show you it. You know, and it was like. There was one guy, I'm not going to name drop anyway, but there was one guy, one of my best mates, he's like a brother to me. He went through a bad time, his home life and whatever, and he went through, and he ends up going on antidepressants. Now, for anyone who's not been on it, when you start taking, I know this from people around me anyway, I've never been on them myself, I won't claim to be an expert on them, but from what people who are on them close to me have told me, like, when you come on these things, you've got to find like a chemical balance or something. You're very happy one minute and you're very sad the next, and you're very up and down, and you don't know which way's up. You're crying and you're smiling, you're just all over the show. So this dude comes into work, my mate, and he's just upset and he's just dead shaky, and he's getting anxiety, you know, little proper, and he's crying, and he speaks to one of these new managers. He goes, "What's going on?" He said, "Look, I've just started on this medication. The doctors told me, look, you may be up and down, whatever." This manager's response to him was, well, I'll tell you now, if this is how you're going to act on antidepressants, you either need to come off them or go and fucking find somewhere else to work. That was the mentality of some of the people in that place. And I lost my shit. This guy didn't tell me this. Somebody else told me this story, and I went to my mate. I said, the reason I didn't tell you is because I knew exactly how you're going to react. He knew the story of me losing a mate to suicide. And I said, we might have to blank that word, we spoke about this before. And I said to him, because I had made it with the manager, I said, how dare you tell someone if they're feeling down, they need to, because of the way his body's reacting. I said, do you know anyone on antidepressants? He goes, no, I'm a bit more old school. Going back to the man up, I'm a bit more old school. I said, so right, he's feeling all this, he's dealing with all this, and you're telling him, because it doesn't suit you, that he's either got to come off this medic. Bear in mind, this guy didn't have the power to hire or fire him anyway. This is just a manager. you know, it's got to be the higher ups who deal with that anyway. And I said, so you're telling him to like kind of, if he reacts like this, which is a standard reaction to it, a lot of people do it, do go through things like that, your emotions everywhere, because it doesn't like sort of conform to what you want. He's got to go. I said, what if he comes off them? The depression gets even worse, and he ends up doing something to harm himself. That's going to be on you. You know what I mean? And I was personally with that guy, I was just done with him and all that. But that is the mental. Not all of them. I'm not knocking a whole place. There's some fantastic. You mentioned Neil before.
Yeah.
One of the best people I know, Neil. Yeah, he's really, really good. Managers I work with closely, really good. This was just this one guy in particular. And I was like, I was so taken aback, and I was absolutely fucking fuming. I was telling one of my other managers, and he couldn't believe it either. And he was like, he was going, I can only apologise. I said, well, I don't think an apology is going to fix this situation, is it? You know what I mean? This needs action, this needs dealing with. But not never come of it, you know what I mean?
I don't think anything ever will with companies like that. I'm not just saying only TJM, it'll be any type of company.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's the mentality that fella was in.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know him. I don't know him, do I?
No,
I didn't meet him ever at the time I was there. But the fact that he was able to say that, and the way that you're describing it, he said it so bluntly, and like...
It was. That's how
he's just so blunt and just not giving a shit or whatsoever. And I'm guessing this was the first time you saw him like that.
The first time I saw him like that, anyway. Yeah. He'd been going through that hard time, but I said, when you start going on these things, they take a little time to kick in anyway. So I don't know, I've not been on them, but they take a little time to start adjusting to your body anyway. So yeah, you're out all over the show with them.
Yeah, because like I said to you, I've been on antidepressants for a good few years now.
Yeah.
And you do go through it. You really go through the paces of it, because you are trying to get used to them. They're trying to get used to you. You feel more tired. You feel more happy.
Yeah.
You feel more angry. You feel more sad. And you do just go through the waves. But I found that they were worth it. And like I said, if I didn't, I still wouldn't be taking them to this day. But I do want to come off them. But then also where you were talking about the word man up and you didn't like that. And where that fella was basically saying, you either come off them and don't react like this, or you get out, kind of thing.
Yeah. You go find somewhere else to work.
That would make me so angry.
That's why my mate didn't tell me this personally. Yeah. And he told me that when I learnt about it, he said, I knew this is how you're going to react. He said, and it's not a knock on you. He said, it's you. He said, that's who you are. You look after your mates, your friends, whatever. He said, and he said, that's why I didn't want to tell you. Mm-hmm. But obviously it got back to me anyway. Yeah. What had been said.
So that the whole thing with like basically you need to man up because I can't see actually what's going on with you, so you just got to get on and just fucking sort your head out. It's not as easy as that.
Yeah.
It's really not. Like the amount of shit that you go through in your brain on a day-to-day basis, the amount of problems you create for yourself, the amount of times that you feel like a burden on people, even though everyone around you is there to support you. You've got friends, you've got family, you've got people that you probably don't even know, you've probably got supporters that you all across the world that want you to do well and want you to be better.
Yeah.
But then you get dickheads like that who just like, no, like basically just sort your head out and just fuck off if you can't. Yeah, like they're the people that really need to go and look at the lives and just be like, yeah, I'm a bit of a piece of shit because of that moment. Because like you said, if he did come off them tablets and something ever did come of it, a lot of fingers could be pointed in this direction because comments like that can go a long way. Like where we were saying where we got took back by losing a subscriber.
Yeah.
Now someone going through something actually really serious.
Yeah.
That's made my blood boil a little bit more now.
As I said, you don't know the guy anyway. You don't know either of them because he was one of the new ones. Yeah. And this guy he's one of my best mates. He's like a brother, and he knew that because I took like when you said before. He's younger than me, and where you I'll keep that off. Where you said before, like when we first started in TJ Morris, or when you first started, I was the first person to come up to you.
Yeah.
I do make a point to try and do that to make people feel more comfortable, and I do go to all new starters and do sign up and all, and that's what happened with me and him, and we've grown very close to this day anyway. He'll watch this, you know, I'm talking about him. He's sitting there giving the fingers to the camera. Or the thing what we were talking about before about the TikTok. I said about fishy. This is the same guy who sent me.
Okay.
Just on the little side note there. But yeah, and because he was then scared of like losing his job. You know what I mean? I'm like, you just put him in that. I can't sort of fathom how this guy thought that was acceptable in any form to kind of say. You know what I mean? I just don't.
It really does amaze me how so many people in this world just can't seem to fathom that. Like, to say the least, like, they can't seem to just fathom that other people go through the shit. And I don't know what it takes for everyone to get on board with it.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I want to do this. That's why I've got the lads helping me. That's why we're all doing this as a big project to try and make them more awareness for it.
That's it. It is exactly things like this that are going to make it.
Yeah. And I hope to God that fella is watching this now, because he might see that and know that someone that he doesn't even know and someone that doesn't know him has still got something to say about it, kind of thing. And I know it's easy to say things about people, especially when you don't know them, but he might be able to take this back, or within that time he might be a bit more aware of it.
Yeah.
But if he has saw it, or he has changed, then that's another person that's went into the good books in that sense, because they're now trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
kind of
he's moved on to a different department anyway, so I don't see him no more anyway. But I hope he has sort of come to his senses and realised, well, you know, I shouldn't have really said that. Or that was, and I don't even care. Like, I'm hoping he's not sitting there going like, oh, I shouldn't have said that because I might be in trouble. I'm hoping he's come to a point where I shouldn't have said that because that is bad.
Yeah.
Not like I might be, you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, as I say, it's just baffling. Like, no one wants to be spoke to like a piece of shit, so don't speak to someone like they're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like where I work in the school now, and it's coming to that point where I'm now becoming a senior member of like the staff team, because we've had that many people leave and people go into different roles. But also, I'm getting old. I'm getting old, and that's the only way to say it.
I've been me, your beard's still the original colour it was, man, isn't it?
But like, how can I say it? I'm getting to that age now where I go to someone, oh, how old are you? They go, oh, I'm 24, oh, I'm 23. I'm like, oh my God, you're younger than me. I thought you were older. But I'm now starting to feel that sense of responsibility where someone comes in, you can see that they're nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm not perfect with it. There's still a lot of people I don't speak to.
Yeah.
But if I see someone, I'll try and make that effort. I go, oh, what's going on, lads? Oh, are you Josh? Are you Josh? Yeah. Oh, nice to meet you, lad. I'm Louis. I've been told that you're coming to work in our department. It's like, oh, yeah. So then that's that first thing of, oh, I can go and speak to him now because I've already had a conversation with him.
It's like a big brother role, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's always that you need it to be.
Yeah.
So I need to get my pen because I might find something that I need to write down. But it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's making people feel welcome. Don't speak to people like they're a piece of shit. You never know what someone's going through one day.
Yeah.
And you never know. You could be the person that says them last words to someone, and you have got to live with that. That's the harsh reality.
Yeah, you've pushed them over the edge. You
Yeah,
know, you were the final nail in the coffin, so to speak.
Yeah, and you might get people go, oh, well, you can't say that to all people because they might never know. Well, if you don't know, then don't say it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the harsh truth. And like, I like to be blunt. I like to be just truthful. I don't like to like basically beat around the bush.
Yeah.
If you've been horrible to someone, and that person's done something to themselves, take responsibility for your actions because you was a part of that.
Well, as lads, we do have a laugh and a joke, and like if it's something daft, like you just snapped your finger, oh, get on with it, will you? You know, something like that.
Yeah, there's a fine line, like.
But if this guy's on medication for depression, that is a serious issue. That is the doctor, a professional, has. In my years of whatever, I now, he is feeling that he is going through this. I can see he's going through this. We do need to act on this. And then somebody who's, working in a warehouse. Yeah. What qualifies them to kind of like sort of make a judgment like that? Not that, I don't mean not knocking people who work in warehouses, obviously, but what sort of qualifies them to sort of make a, it's okay to say this. Yeah. I can say this. Get on with it. Yeah. It's just so.
Yeah, because like in them moments, man up is not the it doesn't have a police order. But if we're out and we're playing 11-side footy or something like that, and one of us gets taken out and we're sitting there rolling around the floor, oh, lad, fucking man up, you didn't get on. That's acceptable because that's lads being lads with each other and going, mate, get on with it, stop being a bitch and get up and go and play. But if it's like, mate, no, I'm going through something. Okay, now let's sit down. Why are you going through this? Why are you feeling like that?
Yeah, as I said, with things like the podcast, and I'm very proud of what you're doing here, what you've done so far. For many years, it was ignored. It was just, and that's where the term man up came from, you know what I mean? Or I was the man, I had to be a man about the situation. What does that mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's...
Where do you think the whole thing of man up comes from? Like, because that's very old school, isn't it?
It's got to be from the... I don't know, how far back we going? Is it going back to the war when it was just the men went to war and the men had to do what they had to do? Does it come from that, or does it come from the 1950s where you know, home life was a bit more traditional. The man went out and worked, the lady stayed home and whatever. Obviously, you look at this day and age, things are very different now, you know what I mean? I don't know, I mean, that would, if I was to hazard a guess, it probably...
Because do you reckon that still applies to this day? Because I know there's this whole woke generation, and there's all these different things, and there's so many things to even name, but I'm not educated enough to start commenting on them, so I won't. But obviously, the man up thing, we still have a natural reaction and responsibility to do these man things, don't we?
Yeah.
Like when I'm with my girlfriend, she makes a bit more money than me, but I still want to pay for everything. Like that's still in my blood that no, I want to pay because I feel like I should be paying. And it's not like, oh, because you're a woman, you don't have to pay and I should be doing it. But it's like, I want to pay. I want to feel like I'm taking care of her.
Yeah.
But there will be a lot of times where she does pay, like for KFC last night. And she'll go, 40 quid, and I go, fuck yeah, I'm getting everything. And she'll pay, but obviously I'll go, no, next time I'll get something. But I don't even know where I'm going with that now. I've kind of just rambled on.
That's going back to like, again, this position of, it was always like the men were the breadwinner.
Yeah.
That's what it was like years ago. So whether it's just come from kind of, some people are stuck in a stone age with it, I don't know. I think that's maybe, I don't know. I'd say that's where that come from.
Do we still need that type of... I know we're going on a completely different topic here, but do you reckon we still need that role to this day, or can we just let go of it now?
It's gotta be time, man. It's 2024. Gotta let go. You know what I mean? It's silly now because I say your girl. People work now. Everyone works. You know what I mean? You gotta let it go. You can't keep holding on to it.
Yeah. All right. This just came to me now, and I'm really interested to see what both of you think. What's our role then? If our role for years and years was always to take care of our family, take care of the wife, go to work, take care of our kids, make sure that we've got all the money coming in. If anything needs fixing, we fix it. If people need protecting our family, we protect them. That's our job as the man. Yeah. What's our role now?
I wouldn't say it's changed. I'd say it's now shared.
It's shared. Yeah. That's
what I'd say.
Any idea? Put you on the spot.
I would say the same. Like both people have still got to protect and provide. Maybe a few decades ago, as Phil was saying before, the man filled more of a traditional role, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But nowadays it is shared.
Yeah.
Like you've got females who are on decent money. They can do as much as we can, sort of thing. So I would agree. I'd say it is shared. But yeah, but just coming back to the man up thing that you were talking about before, I think it's just a lazy way to. I think it's just lazy because people will say that to someone because they're not asked about them. Do you know what I mean?
They don't want to deal with what the other person's
they're not willing to sit down with someone and say what's going on with you.
It's a cop out.
It's a cop out.
Yeah, that's
what it is. It's like they can't be asked dealing with whatever you're going through, so they just say man up.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? But ironically, telling someone to man up is a bit demasculating. Is that the word?
Yeah, demasculating.
Yeah, it's a bit demasculating because you just think, hang on, am I not being a man about this? And it's also just...
It takes away the prime thing of what makes us a human is our emotions and our feelings and like what makes us the personalities that we are. Like, I might be completely wrong with that, but that sounds right in my head. But that's what it is. Like, if you're sat there on a curb and you're crying to yourself and someone comes over and go, it could be a randomer, walks past and goes, right, mate, man up, will ya? Like you said, you might not think that you're now being a man. So you now have to ignore everything that's making you feel that way. And then you have to just kind of discard it and just crack on.
Yeah.
Like, because then still going to be sat there, because then that's where your anxiety and your panic attacks come in. That's where your depression comes in.
Yeah.
And that's where everything else. And then that's where, obviously, people then start doing acts. People do start committing. Yeah. And that's where the numbers just keep creeping up. And before we know it, there's even more rates. Like at the start of this year, there was so many thousands or something that a kid in the school was telling me. I was thinking to myself, lad, you're only 14. And you're sitting there telling me about like all these death rates because of men that have topped themselves. But I'm not saying it stems from them two words, but there's got to be a better way of going about it. It's either like the old school, say something and make sure that it's going to be worthy, or don't say nothing at all.
Yeah.
I can't remember the actual terminology for it, like, but that's my But that's where I sit on it anyway. I'm like,
Oh, wait, just as I said, people saying that man up, they do that. I think you bang on there. It's kind of like that is a cop-out because they don't want to deal with what you're dealing with. They don't want to talk. They don't want to deal with this. It's just like, I don't care enough about your situation, about what you're going through. I am just going to shut that conversation down. I think, yeah, you're right there. Hey, but you should have been self here.
I've been trying to get him to City, and he was like, no, in the new year I will, so someday he will. He's waiting for that beer to fill in now.
I need to, actually.
Give him some glue and some hair. I had something in my head then, and I can't even remember what I was going to go with it.
Brain fart.
If you've watched any episodes, or if you've watched any episodes, I've suffered a bit of a brain fart, some brain fog, however you call it. But yeah, it was something to do with the man up, and I can't even remember where I was going to go with that.
It might come back.
It might come back. I might have to. I'm gonna have to cut this part out of the video. It's 25 minutes, and then I actually can't remember what the fuck I was gonna say. What were we talking about the man up?
Well, go on to the next topic.
To be honest, everything that Phil has brought up, we've already spoken about. We brought up YouTube, Red Dead coming off night shifts, how it's progressed, the future. We haven't talked about the future plans of the channel. We'll touch up on that actually. And then mental health, panic attacks, bad anxiety, to the point where you couldn't leave the house, your friend's suicides, and then dealing with them. We've actually touched up on everything so far.
Yeah.
And we've added more into it. And we've been running for an hour and 25. But yeah, I literally had something good. I actually had something good in my head, and it's just gone now. After Instagram a year later, and I'm just like, hey Phil.
Just
Phone off for a part two.
Wear the same clothes you wore.
No, I can't think of what it was. It's literally gone out my head. So I think we just touch up on what your future plans are for the channel, and then unless there's anything else that you've thought of.
No, I think
Is there anything else that you thought that we could touch up on? No, I feel like it's been sadness anyway. So so before we finish, then you said you want to talk about. Well, you're not that you want to talk about it, but you said we can touch about like the future plans for the channel. Yeah. You're probably on like 11,600 subscribers by the time we've just recorded this video. You've gained so many more.
I'm predicting it's going to be at least, I'm going to say 12.5k by the time this video goes out. Fingers crossed. Could have less. I don't know.
I was on about like, by the time we've actually clicked record and clicked finish, that you've probably got like another 100 subscribers or something within that time. And we're probably going to get...
I'll check your stats on this.
Yeah, we'll get like... one tomorrow. But obviously we've touched up about YouTube at the beginning. We've done all about the niche of this, whether it be in mental health and men's and speaking out. We touched up on everything that you want to touch up on. What is the now plans for Filbee Gaming and moving forward with YouTube? Because I hope that people that watch this do start getting onto your content as well.
I hope so, yeah. Obviously, the channel, if you know the channel or you do have a look at the channel, it is primarily Rockstar Games.
Yeah.
It's primarily Red Dead Redemption 2, a little bit of 1, and GTA 5. Although we do branch out to like other games, Days Gone. It's anything that's open world, really.
Yeah, it is actually.
As I said, before I come here today and when I go back, I'm working on a video for Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've already recorded everything, just doing my notes and whatever. Future plans, obviously we've got GTA 6 coming out. As of now in 2025, pens and delays, it's definitely going to go there. It's not going to be Let's Plays. It's not going to be come watch me while I play this. It's going to be 10 secrets or 10 things, or probably my more popular videos right now are the theory videos. Like I said before, who is Jack's father? A big one was what will Red Dead 3 be about? What will the story? What will this? And I'd have to look over my videos to remember what I've done. I said to do that many. But yeah, future plans is definitely going to be like the likes of GTA. Now that I'm past the point of the 10k subs, like where I said before, I did the Days Gone video only a couple of months ago. It hit 300 views, just absolutely tanked in comparison to my other videos. Like 300 views is good. More depending on your channel side. This one you might not know. Your average channel view, according to YouTube analytics, is 14%. So if you've got 1,000 subscribers, you should be getting on average about 140 views a video. That's their average. That's their regular thing. I'm on, at the time I was probably on about 9,500, so I should have been looking at least 1,500 views a video, 1,500 views. Video went to 300 views. When it went past the 10k, YouTube pushed the videos to where I did another Days Gone video and it hit like 20,000 views within about 2 weeks. Done pretty well. Future plans, obviously, GTA 6, I've got to do, but I do want to branch out. I don't want to just be pigeonholed as just the Rockstar Games YouTuber. Just as that, I want to branch out, and it's, whatever may come. Kingdom Come 2's supposed to be coming out. I think the trailer was released for that. I've not seen it. That came out maybe a little while ago, actually. Just open world games in general. I don't know. Me kind of topics change over time, you know what I mean? My video styles change, everything changes over time. You just kind of advance more. But as of right now, it's going to be more just open world games. Primarily GTA 6 and whatever. I've still got Red Dead. I've got a list of about 30 Red Dead video ideas, even though I've already done 100 and something videos on it. I've still got a load of ideas. What you'll find like if you do a video on YouTube, somebody's already done that video.
Yeah.
Somebody, it's already, there's no original ideas on YouTube anymore. Somebody has done it, so you've got to take it and you've got to make it yours. You've got to kind of do that. So I'll do videos that, like, I'll do a 30 video on whatever. Like I did one, probably my biggest one, I forgot to mention it before, was the character Abigail Roberts. Was she the original traitor from the beginning? And it did this big thing, and you'll know, I totally forgot to mention this. Lad Bible?
Yeah.
They've got a subsidiary called Gaming Bible.
I've saw this. You featured on it, didn't you?
Yeah.
You've been on it.
And yeah, they wrote an article. That was another thing that really took the channel bigger. They wrote an article on my video. I wasn't even made aware of this. It was somebody, I started getting comments on this video. This video started taking off a bit. It was strange. And I started getting comments on this video saying, find us through an article. Now bear in mind, or find us through a news outlet or whatever, bear in mind viewership is from all over the world. So when they say article, they may not mean like what article means to me. Could be something different. So in the end, it's just, I'll have to look into this, because it was 4 or 5 people that said that now. So I just typed in my channel name on Google, and then it come up on this thing. They've done that. Wasn't even made aware of it. They just done this thing, so that kind of took it off. I was going with that. The 30 videos, yeah, I'm going to continue to do them. When GTA 6 drops, I'm going to do 30 videos on that. When we get the second trailer before that comes, which I'm expecting within a few months, I'm going to start pushing where sort of what will the story be about. I'm going to get a few of them out. I've got absolute tons of ideas. I'm lucky in a sense where I'm going around the world to answer the question here, aren't I? But, like,
You're just stalling.
Yeah. No, the future plans for the channel, I've got my own future plans, but a lot of the future plans can be decided by the comment section. And that is because a lot of people say, I'd love to see you do this. Okay, I'll do that. There was one guy, and he was so absolutely astounded, and that's why when you get your views, he was so astounded that I'd done it. I was kind of stumped for video ideas, and one guy went, I'd love to see you do one fact about every mission in the game, in Red Dead Redemption. One fact that we didn't know about every mission. Okay. And it loaded the game up, replayed every single mission in the game, and did one fact about one fact you didn't know, or whatever. You know what I mean? And he was absolutely astounded. So then that guy went and shared all his, everyone needs to go and check out this thing. So you've got to make that big. The video, I think it only has a few thousand views anyway. But that's what you got to do. You got to bring the audience in. So yeah, the future plans, it is going to be the Rockstar Games or the open world aspect or whatever. But it may decide from the comment section as well. If somebody, especially if they're a regular follower of my channel, somebody who I recognise or I speak to personally or whatever, if they're asking me to do something, it may take a bit of time, but it is getting done. But yeah, with the GTA 6 and that, it's going to be a lot of 30 videos and low videos. Again, I won't be doing Let's Plays because everyone's going to be doing them. And then secrets videos, things you didn't know, things you may have missed, anything like that. Easter eggs, they're a popular one. So,
Right.
long answer.
For one last thing then, for you to finish your speaking part of this whole podcast,
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do this on every episode, so I'm going to start with you. Have you got any messages that you want to say? It could be to do with YouTube, it could be to do for men, it could be to do for everyone's mental health.
Yeah.
Any message whatsoever.
Just, as far as mental health, we'll touch on that first because that is more important than YouTube, obviously. Just talk to someone. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't forget man up. Absolutely forget that. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, telling people to do that. Talk to people, talk to friends, whoever you need to. If you can't, even therapist, whoever, teacher, I don't know how old your audience is. If you're still in school, talk to a teacher, talk to someone. It can just help a lot, you know what I mean? And it may prevent, or if somebody's trying to talk to you, make sure you're listening. Don't be brushing the situation off, as you said before, you know what I mean? Just because you don't want to deal with that, you don't know the outcome of that. For 5-10 minutes of your time, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. Anyone can spare 5-10 minutes. It's nothing, you know what I mean? So we've touched up on everything anyway. I think that we've done so far. As YouTube, if you are thinking, or anyone, well, no, you are thinking, obviously, but that's what it is. If anyone who is starting, don't do it. Absolutely do it. Like, cause if I can do it, then anyone can do it. I'll tell you that much now. You know what I mean? I walked into this without I'd never recorded any gaming videos in my life. I'd never edited videos. I'd never created a thumbnail. I didn't know. As you see in the early days of my channel, the thumbnails were awful. It can be done. Practice makes perfect. It took me... If you want to start, don't walk into the mentality of starting a YouTube channel with the sole intention of making money. Because in my opinion, you will fail. If that is your own... I'm not saying don't make it a long-term thing, a long-term sort of intention, but if that is your sole intention, you will fail. Because you are going to give up. I think it was around 350 videos before I started earning money. And I'm not at a point, obviously, I do make a regular job, I'm not a million of it. It takes time, it takes time to do this. You've got to be willing to put, like, that's what I said before, like, on my channel, you will see a 10-minute video or a 12-minute video. That's 20 hours of work, 15, 20 hours of work gone into just that 10, 12-minute video. So to you, it's 10 minutes. To me, it's 20 hours. It's a couple of days' work. You have to be willing to put all that time, depending on your content, obviously, you have to be willing to put all them hours in and then watch it, and then watch 10 people watch that video. And then you'll see that. And it is disheartening at first. Again, going back to, I lost a subscriber yesterday. Or and then you're elated when you gain 1 subscriber. That's how it starts out. There's no easy thing in YouTube. There's no sure thing. Even if you made one video and that video went viral, you still will not be, that doesn't earn you money. Because you still need the watch time, you still need the thing, you still need to apply. And YouTube aren't going to go, right, this guy had one video, okay, we are going to monetize him now, we are going to start throwing adverts on his videos, he is going to start earning money from it now, because they want consistency, they want a lot of videos. That you don't, it's more to than just hitting that criteria, just hitting them 1,000 subs and the 4,000 hours. You have to then sort of YouTube, that's the one that you've got to do, but then YouTube have got to go, right, so like, they study your content. That's not an automatic yes or no. They've got to study your content and go, right, is this person consistent enough to do this, or are we wasting our time? Did they just do 2 or 3 videos? Did they do, like, say they give up making videos 2 years ago, but just all of a sudden one's taken off lately and they've hit the 1,000 subs offering the 4,000 hours, more than likely not going to get monetized, because YouTube are like, well, they haven't made a video in 2 years. So, and it's only one video that's like, you know, started like getting viewed lately. So I doubt they'd waste the time with it, you know what I mean? You just got to be consistent. But again, you've got to be, if you are wanting to do it, you can do it. Anyone can do it. You've just got to be willing to put all that time in. And very few people are going to watch it at first.
Yeah.
And that's what you've got to, and that's what I did. I kept going, as I said, I went from, it sounds like I'm boasting, but I'm just telling this for like sort of, I went from like 5 or 10 views today to now on average, maybe 10, on a good week. Slowed down now because I've not done a video in a week and a half, but normally around 15, 20,000 views every day across the board. We talked before how much I earn. I don't want to mention that anyway. I'll tell you that off camera, but it's decent. You know, it's good. And then you just do that to where you start. The channel finds itself then. You know what I mean? The audience, YouTube start pushing the videos out and the audience comes back in. And when you find, like when one person finds one of your videos, if they enjoy that video, they will go back and watch your other videos. Especially if it's about that topic that they've watch before, you know, that they search for your video on Red Dead Redemption 2 or whatever, they will come back and they will start watching your video. So, as I said, collectively, like, you bring your audience in every day, you build it all up. And, yeah, you just get, like, I haven't done a video now. I think it's 9 days since I've done my last video. I'm currently working on this one, just absolutely busy. And even since then, without doing a video, the channel's still accumulated something like 80,000 views in the past week. Just because, even though I haven't done that. Because people are still discovering your videos and then go back and watch all your other videos.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. You just stopped dead then, you know. When how fast you were speaking, you just went, yep. Yeah. But nah, you've always going to be able to ramble on. That's just you, Phil, lad. Accept and embrace it and love it.
I'll never change.
But no, everyone, we're gonna cut it there. I feel like we have touched up on everything we touched on YouTube, everything going forward, and mental health. It's been a really good episode today, so thank you for everyone that came out. What? Came out? No one's came out. They're all sat on the couch watching this. Thank you for everyone that's listening to this, watching this. If you've enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment. Make sure that you do on the next video if you do like that, because I don't know how many people get to the end. I will leave Phil, aka Filbee Gaming, in the description, so he is so much easier to find. So please go and watch his stuff, go and watch his content. It is really interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's such a good niche to go off. So please go and give it a watch, give him a subscribe, give him likes, give him comments, help him grow. He's gonna help us grow. Yeah, there we go, lads. But no, seriously, everyone, I'm rambling on now, but thanks for watching today, and we will definitely see you next time. Peace.